Members, you're most welcome. I just put my video for a very short time for you to see who is speaking behind the camera. And so my name is Abel Walekhwa Wilson, and I'm a founder for African Center for Career Mentorship. We support prospective graduate students to win international scholarships, but also we support other career professionals to get ready for the job market. And so we do that through CV alignment, through coaching for international scholarships, but also through reviewing of motivation letters. So we are going to have a very interesting conversation today, and we are going to be looking at what next after graduation. Because just a few weeks ago and a few days ago, a number of universities in Uganda, but also in Africa, have been graduating, and so we think that there are some fellows who would be wondering what to do next after graduation. So we have a small career visualization matrix, which we call the 4W framework. I know some on the call have gone through this, but for purpose of this meeting, please again refresh yourself. But if you've never gone through it with us, please you go through, you get a notebook and answer these questions right now. We think that you finished writing those responses down. We will go, we shall refer to them as we go forward. So a few days ago, there were efforts, there were preparation efforts for the Makerere University graduation. And indeed, the graduation went on. And what you see on the right-hand side is the statistics of the number of people who graduated at different levels. I'm referring at PhD level, at master's level, at diploma level, and at bachelor's level. And so our question is, what next? What should we do after this graduation? I imagine already people have already begun talking about doing whatever we shall be talking about, but maybe this session will add in one or two things. So at this stage, when you finish graduation, or when your son has or your daughter has finished graduation, we think that they have really worked very hard. I mean, from them when they began school, they have been consistent for over 20 years or 16 or 17 years when they're in school. And so the hard work has really paid off. Now, one interesting fact is that the financial support that you've been getting from your parents or from your sponsor or from your partner begins reducing because maybe they were supporting you to do a bachelor's degree or to do a master's degree. So that support begins reducing. And when the support begins reducing, what follows is now the demand from people and from your parents begins increasing. That demand is real. When they expect you to get something for you to help those younger siblings, they expect you to be able to bring food on table. They expect you to begin standing on your own. So the struggle begins on from there. And because the struggle gets started, you begin wondering what you should do. Now, as you keep wondering what we should do, certain things begin coming into play. Some of the things that begin coming into play is that you are not competent, the jobs are not there, you did the wrong course, you don't love what you did. Those things begin coming into play. So I picked this tweet from Professor Jimmy Spire Sentongo, a professor at Makerere University. He was contacted by a person, and I want to read it verbatim. So somebody contacted him and says, "Good morning, doctor. It is really a concern. If not another form of cancer eating Uganda, I have conducted interviews for job applicants, but much as we say we complain about high rates of unemployment in our country, Uganda, even the right employees or workers to employ seem not to be there. What went wrong with our education system? What are we not doing right? Is Uganda safe with these subsequent generations? So the professor was contacted by a concerned citizen, and the concerned citizen was saying, look, the people who have just finished their bachelor's degree or their master's degree or their PhDs are not worth hiring. So one thing that is going to begin coming in your face is that since you finished graduation, you may begin thinking of, I want to join the job market. Now, when you begin hearing such responses, they affect you, they demoralize you, but they torment you. But at one time, we must admit the fact and we must admit the truth that somewhere, somehow, some of these things have content or have some ideas. So we shouldn't say it is not true that by the time you finish your bachelor's degree, you're indeed very competent in different aspects. So, and that is the purpose why I told you to first take on the first assignment. This first assignment here, if you can check on question number 3, I was asking, what exact skills do you need for you to do that particular job which you're planning to apply? What I imply is that it is possible that you will finish the bachelor's degree or the master's degree and you will be not very competent in some fields. That is understandable. Now, one step after graduation is that for you to identify those areas where you need help, those areas where you need to undertake short courses, those areas where you need to go and volunteer for you to gain more expertise or more competence, those areas for you that you need to go and maybe work in a lab, in an industry, or work in a cleaning company, or work in a supermarket for you to gain those competencies. It is very intentional. That's why I brought that question number 3 there. So we cannot rubbish this concern that it is not true, but we must be intentional in addressing some of these concerns here. Because if they keep coming back and forth, then many organizations will begin getting people from outside other countries to come and work, yet we have graduates there. So I wanted to bring this, and I wanted to just throw some light in that respect. So we recently did a study that was in 2022. We did a small study in Uganda, and we targeted recent graduates like some of you, or those who were prospective master's and PhD applicants. So we asked a very interesting question, that do you have a mentor? Beyond average, people didn't have career mentors. So for me, as you've just finished the journey, you've just graduated, one of the things I would highly recommend is for you to get somebody who will be mentoring you in your career. And indeed, that was one of our motivations to start African Center for Career Mentorship, because we found that the recent graduates and recent professionals, they become directionless after they have finished school, or even when they are in school. So we said we can make a contribution as African Center for Career Mentorship, and that's what we are doing. Even guiding you right now that you finished graduation, what next, is part of the guidance that we give under African Center for Career Mentorship. So for me, I want to ask that important question to you. Do you have a career mentor? Among the respondents, people say they didn't have. And even if you don't have one, my humble advice from this call is please identify one. Now, remember they say that they don't have mentors. So we wanted to ask people, whom do they normally consult in case they want to make career choices? We found that a mentor was consulted more often than a teacher, than a supervisor at work, than a parent, or than a friend. That again meant and emphasized the need for a career mentor. Because if very many people are comfortable to consult with a career mentor and you don't have one, then you're likely to struggle in making a decision or in making choices or in deciding what to do. Now, the problem with deciding, if you don't decide well on what to do, you are liable to make mistakes. What I mean by saying mistakes is you finish your studies and then you get a job and you work there for 5 years and you're like, I don't think I needed such a job. My heart I didn't need such a job. I didn't need to work in such an organization. But if you had a mentor whereby you think through options, you think through ideas, you think through options, you are able to make a very concise and precise decision that you will have minimal regrets. And when you have minimal regrets, you save time, but also you become successful. One of my mentees has been invited for a PhD interview at University of Sheffield in the UK. So she's going to have an interview on Tuesday. Now, they sent her an email the other day and telling her, please get ready. There's going to be an interview on Tuesday. And so we are going to have a mock interview with her on Saturday as she prepares for the Tuesday interview. They've just sent her another email right now telling her what she should prepare. Now, she had wrongly interpreted the question, the email. So she sent me a screenshot of the email and she said, are they meaning I should prepare the PhD concept? So I just called her directly. I told her, look, let's go through this email one by one. And when we dissected it, she was very happy because she had misinterpreted it. Now, once you misinterpret the email or once you misinterpret the task, you get off track. And in so doing, you become less successful in life. And of course, it comes with regrets and failures. In the same survey we asked, what are those questions that you ask mostly after graduation? 42% told us that they wonder most which course to study next. And so, because they told us that they wonder most which course to take on next, this informed my 4W framework, which I designed to solve the problems we had discovered in our research in 2022. If you can see in my 4W framework, question number 4, I am asking you today, what courses do you need to take on? Why am I asking this? Is because I saw in our survey, people were struggling to know what courses to undertake next. And indeed, they didn't know why they should undertake on those courses and they should leave the other courses. People didn't know. People just thought that you just undertake on a course for prestigious purposes. So at African Center for Career Mentorship, we are very intentional. We walk the journey with you and we be very clear and we ask all sorts of questions until we get ready. Okay, we get assured that, look, this is the course that Raymond wants to take on. But we take on those courses in line with where you are heading. So we tell people that a course that you are undertaking, the short course that you are undertaking, the master's program you want to go for, the job you are getting is just a vehicle taking you to where your career aspiration is. So if the course that you want to undertake does not contribute to your career aspiration, then it is not worth going for. If the job that you've just got or that you're aspiring to get does not align with your career aspirations or where you are heading, then you are boarding a wrong taxi. You are boarding a wrong bus. You are boarding a wrong train. You are going to get lost. And so it's important for you to know where you're heading before you board. So at African Center, we normally ask people, you are saying you want to undertake on a course, you want to take on a bachelor's, you want to undertake on a master's. Where is it taking you? Because people think that you begin by taking on a course, then you begin wondering where that course should take you. But for us at African Center for Career Mentorship, we know it is the other way around. Where you are heading dictates what to take on. Indeed, try as much as possible for you not to make a decision out of the circumstance or the consequence that you find yourself in. Try to preempt. So when we found that most people didn't know which courses to undertake next, we said this is very serious. And so we came up with the 4W framework where we try to address that gap. The second inquiry was, what research topic to take on, or what area should I specialize in? Which areas of focus should I focus in? What area should I become a professor or become a consultant or become good in? Now I have two mentees, and two of them did social sciences, and so in social sciences they cover a lot more work. They cover a wider scope. And so she was telling me, I don't know what you're asking. For us in our bachelor's course, we are taught a lot. I said it is true. You were taught a lot, but you have some interests, you as an individual. Now, moving forward, when you're applying for the jobs, you won't be applying for every job. You're going to be saying, look, these are my interests, and these are the courses I should go for, and I shouldn't go for the other one. So I was telling my mentee, don't begin applying for everything that you come across. Be intentional. If you become intentional, you become very successful. If you don't become intentional and you begin going for everything, you end up getting none. Or you end up getting everything and you don't find satisfaction after getting everything. And then other responses were like, for example, getting which university to join. So what we have done regarding some of these inquiries, we have a WhatsApp group, and there are now many, because there are so many people who want to join those WhatsApp groups. We are now at WhatsApp group number 9. So we form those WhatsApp groups, and what we do in those groups, we guide people on what courses to undertake next. We guide people on what jobs they should apply for next. And so if you're interested in joining some of those, we also guide the people which scholarships are available and which scholarships are fully funded if you're targeting to go for further studies. We also share CV templates and CV guidance such that you learn how to improve your CV and you make it more appealing. So we asked again, that if you want to go for international applications or you want to go and work outside, what are you most worried about? 90% said that what their biggest problem is funding. For example, how can I fund my master's work? If I want to go and get a job in Canada, I want to go and get a job in Australia, how can I fund the preparations? How can I fund the visa? How can I fund the passport? How can I? So that was a very big problem. So in those WhatsApp groups which we formed, we encourage our people to only apply for courses and the modules which are fully funded. If it is working in Canada, for example, we encourage people to go for work packages which are fully funded, such that you don't struggle with getting some of these other requirements here. So aspects of culture, aspects of expertise. In other words, what if I'm going to work in Canada? They want somebody who is an expert in this line, but for me, I'm not. It was another big challenge. The other aspect was the English language. So what we have now done is that we recently hosted the English expert. She's called Lois Nachibuka. She formerly worked with the IELTS English Testing Center at British High Commission, and right now she coaches and mentors people on English language, and so she's partnering with us. So we have recorded her guide people about English language and everything. And if you want to get more information about that, just search our YouTube, African Center for Career Mentorship. You will see how she articulates and how she guides as far as English language is concerned, if you either want to go and work or you want to go and study outside. we asked we asked them that what are the biggest barriers if you are to apply for a fellowship to go and work elsewhere, or to go and get some skills, or for you if you want to go for further studies. 40% said how to get credible information or credible advert is a very big problem. We said, okay, if that is a very big problem on where to get credible information, let's form WhatsApp groups. Right now, we are now working with Dr. Danny Musinguzi, who is having another app. I also want to inform you that my colleague and my mentor, who helped me to get scholarships, is on the call. It's called Dr. Danny Musinguzi. And he has an app he has developed. It is called Digest for Me app. And it is free. That app is free. Now, that app has synthesized information. It has synthesized scholarship opportunities. And it has links to various resourceful YouTube channels. But I should warn you that the app has very good information. That app on a daily basis, it digests for you available scholarships globally in line with your course, in line with your level, either bachelor's or master's or PhD. So we are working with Dr. Danny Musinguzi, and that app is available. That app is addressing that problem, number one, which I've just listed here, because members raised it. In other words, we did this survey for us to understand what people wanted, and we are creating solutions to address those things. So that app is available, but even we have these WhatsApp groups here. We don't allow you to drop there or to send their trash or any other information. Any advert we don't allow. We only want scholarship or fellowship related work. The second issue which emerged strongly, which was at 24%, people said we don't know how to write essays. And I'm telling you, you may think it is a lie, but you may find somebody who just finished their bachelor's and they can't write a one-page essay explaining why they want to go for this program. Or even when you tell them that please write a one-page essay applying for the job at, say, MTN Uganda, I'm telling you that people are struggling to write a one-page essay explaining why they are the best candidate to MTN Uganda. So what we are doing at African Center for Career Mentorship, we have coaching classes for writing essays as well. Now, people thought that when they come to African Center for Career Mentorship under the coaching program, we write for them those essays. I told them, no, we don't write for you, but we walk the journey with you. So the other aspect which came through is where to find the templates to consult with. Now, in our WhatsApp groups, which I'm talking about, we normally share templates to help you through. However, templates do not promote creativity. They don't promote innovativeness. So at the African Center for Career Mentorship, we are so intentional. We don't giving and supplying those templates. So I just wanted to share with you those findings which informed what we are doing right now. Now, as a fresh or a recent graduate, there are things that I want you to know, and more so if you're from Uganda. Because you've been very busy with classwork, I mean studying, you are pursuing the course, it is possible certain things that happen in the government of Uganda, you may not be aware of them. And so it is important for you to get to know where the country is going. Why should you know it? Because you are in this country called Uganda, and you need to begin contributing to where the country is going. It's extremely important. Otherwise, if you don't know where the country is going, you're likely to make mistakes. Okay, you're likely just to keep complaining because you're not very sure what to do next and why you should do it. So Uganda has a vision. It is called the Future of Uganda Vision 2040. Now, because I know the country has a vision, this informed my 4W framework. When I was designing my 4W framework, I help you to visualize by 2040. It is intentional. Why 2040 is because I should be able to help you, but myself, I should also begin contributing to where the country is going. I should contribute to where the country wants to go. Now, this document is publicly available. Even right now, when you're on this call, if you just type the word Vision 2040 Uganda, you will be able to get it right now, and you read that document and you understand it as a fresh or recent graduate. It will help you to understand where the government is going, and it will help you to be strategic as you align yourself, but also as you apply. So the plan for the government is that it wants to transform people from subsistence agriculture or from primary production. I mean digging, I mean planting. You are planting tomatoes, you're planting rice, you're planting beans. The government wants you to get from that. It wants you to add value to the beans which are being produced instead. So as a fresh graduate, as you're thinking of what to do, one of the things I highly discourage you to do is to say, let me go home and I go and begin planting rice. You will have gone into primary production. Instead, what you should do what we call value addition. Add the value to the rice which is available. Add the value to the maize which is available. Begin using your brain and the skills that you have just got. If you use your brain to offer services, you will be in line with where the government wants you to do and where it wants you to go. That is very important. That's why you see I'm taking some time there. So what they mean by saying knowledge-based goods, they mean things that are coming out of your thinking, creativity. You are innovating, you're coming up with a company, you are giving a service, you are supplying things, you are making a bakery, you are providing bread to the people, you are providing cleaning services to the people, not you as a cleaner, but you can form a company which will get a contract from MTN Uganda, and for you create jobs for 20 other people, and those people can go and do the cleaning instead of those younger ladies and those younger gentlemen going to another country to go and do this similar work. For you can create a company and give them jobs, and they can remain in the country. The advantage with them remaining here in Uganda is that the money remains in the country. If they go elsewhere, the money which they make remains in those countries they have gone to. We can get that conversation later on, but I highly encourage you to read that Vision 2040 such that you begin contributing to value addition and then to creating knowledge-based goods and services. I just want to share with you the president's tweet. He was able to share this tweet 1 month ago. He had just been to Kololo and he was interacting with the younger people like us. This is what he tweeted. He said, I interacted with the Kampala ghetto youth groups in Kololo this afternoon. My message for them to engage in the 4 sectors of commercial agriculture. Now, when he says commercial agriculture, he's referring to value addition. He's meaning value addition. He's meaning industrialization. So the second thing he's recommending is industry. The third thing he's recommending is services, and then the use of ICT to overcome poverty. I'm glad some are already involved in the services sector. So the president's heart and call is let's dive into services. The service, what I'm giving you right now on this call is called a service. You've just finished your bachelor's degree, either in procurement or something. You go and offer a service. That is what the government is talking about. I know that you answered in the 4W framework, which we shared earlier on, but I just wanted to highlight some of the top marketable soft skills that are very marketable. Now, this is according to World Bank. So when I was preparing this talk, I went and searched and I said, what are those skills that I should inform my youth or my recent graduates to check out for or to prepare for that could help them become successful? And they are a variety. You can just choose some of them, or you can take on a number of them, and they will help you to become successful, because as you speak, the world is looking for these skills. If you have these skills, you can work in Kenya, you can work in Uganda, you can work in the East African region, you can work in Africa. Now, since you've just finished your studies or your colleague has just finished their studies, there are things which are very fundamental. Those things, I want you to begin pursuing them, and I want you to double check some of them, and they matter on the next steps of your life. The first thing, which is very critical and very fundamental, is called the purpose in your life. Now, there is a reason why you were born. So you need to discover the reason why you were born. Now, that's a very long conversation. We cannot finish it in this call alone because of time. And if you want to dive deeper into that line of discovering your purpose, get to us under African Center for Career Mentorship. We have what we call personal discovery. It's one of the services, personal discovery. So we walk the journey with you, and then we shall help you to discover your purpose in life. And once you discover your purpose in life, you are likely to be more successful. Now, the second thing, which is very critical, which is very fundamental, is the people you are going to be meeting or the people you met at campus. Now, what does that mean? It means don't exit the WhatsApp groups of your class. Do not exit any WhatsApp group of your college. Do not exit the emailing list or the emailing list of your college or your school. Please hang in there, because information will continue coming. If you exit your WhatsApp group or the class WhatsApp group, opportunities are going to be coming. They will be shared in your WhatsApp group and you will miss them. So the people you're going to be meeting are very important, even just in a taxi, even in just people's weddings or people's baby showers, or even people's Valentine's Day. The people you're going to meet, they matter a lot, and please pay attention to them. And if you can, be intentional in meeting new people or meeting different people. Personally, I used to dodge going for functions and going for meetups. Now, my sponsors, that's under Cambridge Trust, we had lunch with them last year, and they said, Abel, opportunities and deals and strategies are discussed during coffees, during teas, during birthday parties and all those things, not in your offices. So what she was saying is that please get out there, go and meet new people, go and have coffee with people, go and have tea with people, go and interact with people. Don't be at home. If you finished your bachelor's and your master's and you say, no, we don't have jobs in Uganda, and so you just stayed at home and you are just in your bedroom and you've exited various groups and you are just crying, so that won't solve the problem. But step out there. The people you meet in a taxi may be turning points in your career or in your entire life. Now, the third thing, which is very important, is the performance that you performed at the university. Your credentials matter a lot. Your CGPA matters a lot. It is not the final thing, but it does matter how you performed. And so you need to work on your CV, and you need to, if you had a small enterprise that you began at campus, please don't throw it away, or don't just leave it to die. You can begin with that, and it will give you airtime, it will give you internet for you to continue being online, for you to discover other things that you want to pursue. The people you were working with in terms of partnerships or engagements or lecturers or professors, they are very important. Don't bypass them even if you meet them in a cafe or you meet them anywhere. Greet them and respect them and continue keeping in touch with them, because in so doing, it will help you to keep to discover new skills and new aspects. You need to gain competence in some field and in your field. So you need to get something to do. Even if it is volunteering, please go and volunteer. It is through the volunteering that they will know your competence. It is through the volunteering that they will know what you are able to do. Now, that statement is very important, and we can have a conversation more in that. But I'm saying get something to do. Don't sit at home. Now, at this stage, you may make a decision. And it's critical for you to make a decision. Now, my suggestion is that don't sit at home. You can see that sitting at home is not one of the three decisions which are here. You can either get something to be working on as a work. You can either dive into research. You can either dive into business. I humbly advise that get something to do among these three. And you can get something beyond these three. But one of the things I don't promote and which I don't support is people sitting behind and crying. Get something, go and get somewhere you can be working, or dive into research and enter into business. So myself, I am into research and I'm into business. Again, I've worked for some good time now, but I'm trying to now cross into research by setting up my own research hubs. I have my research hub is called IDEMU Mathematical Modeling Unit, because that is the epidemiological competence that I'm building, but also I'm diving into business such that we can be able to make a contribution here and there. And so if you are to dive into getting jobs, which is now work, your personal, you can also employ yourself. In other words, you can use the course the skills which you got during the course, and you can create your own employment. I know two people on this call right now, they have their own enterprises. Their own. So in other words, they are not going to knock on people's doors to employ them. The second thing, you can also go and work in a private organization like MTN, like Airtel, like Cafe Javas. Those are private organizations. And you can be able to work in public or government agencies. In so doing, for you to say you are working, you can be working in any of these three things. You could have employed yourself, you can work in a private setting, or you can work in a public setting. Now, I want to encourage you to break the notion by our elders, and specifically our parents. Our parents think that you can only say you are working when you are in a public and government office. Actually, when I normally go up country and then they ask you, so are you working? You're like, yes, I am working. I have my own bakery. They say, but when are you going to get a government job? You're like, no, I am working. I'm making money. They're like, no, that is not work. Actually, even on the daily expectations, people expect a lot from people who work in public offices than people who work in private organizations and those who employ themselves. Now, for you who are on the call today and those who are going to listen to the YouTube later on, that is a winning opportunity. As the people are demanding a lot from those who work in public offices who get 600,000 shillings a month, for you, because on daily income you are having an income of 20,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings, or $2, you move forward. In other words, because the world does not expect you to be having much, it is okay. You proceed, invest, and grow, reinvest. Do not wait and don't keep crying that until you'll get a government job for you to be well. So I just wanted to emphasize that. But I know that the public and where we come from, the only thing they know is a government job. If you get a job at Insambia Hospital or at Mengo Hospital, they feel you are not working. So for me, I think that you can use that opportunity to dive and do other things and grow and move faster. Now, as I come towards the end of this conversation, I want to advise that you need to visualize your career from the beginning to the end. If you try to visualize where you're heading, it will help you a lot in making the career choices. So step number one, please take time to understand your career ladder. How do you want to move? After the bachelor's, I want to go a master's in reproductive health. I want to do a PhD in this. After this, I want to work for 2 years. And then from there, I'm going to do a master's in public administration. And then from there, I will retire. No, I want to go and work for 2 years. And after that, I'll open my own business, which is going to be working in cosmetics and ABCD. You need to visualize it. Because if you visualize it, you won't be working on pressure. You are going to be in the same WhatsApp group for your class, and then your colleagues are going for masters, and then you say, I was having 2 mentees last year, and they're saying, you know, aren't we see our colleagues, I see my colleagues are upgrading. My colleagues are going to Canada. That pressure. You see that pressure. You see Abel, that pressure. I'm like, the pressure for what? We have different destinations. We have different pursuits in life. If you see your classmate is going to do a short course in this, it doesn't mean that even you should go and do it. But somebody was saying the pressure. So that takes me to the second point. Decide your personal path or route. Don't follow others. Don't look at the neighbor. Don't look at for your cousin brother. Decide yours and pursue it, and trust me, you're going to be very successful. The third point, focus and accept to begin small and later on grow. Be disciplined and respectful and be solution-oriented. And a problem that you see in Uganda, it is an opportunity to make an impact. What do I mean? If we see there is too much jam in Uganda, if there is a very high line in the bank, if there is too much theft among mobile money agents, if they are killing so many people on ABCD, it's an opportunity for you to create a solution, either an app, either security device, either tracking system, either an online app. Whenever you see a problem, it is an opportunity for you to make an impact. Now, something I want to emphasize, please don't be everywhere. Focus and begin small. The problem with being everywhere, you end up not being impactful. Personally, I struggled with this in the early stages of my career. And that's why I said, you know, in the future, when I settle down, I should be able to help other people become more precise, and they should be more accurate, and they should be more focused, so they can be more successful than me. So as we move, as you navigate, there are things which are emerging. So you're going to hear what we call the National Development Plan 3. That is the breakdown, the 5-year breakdown for the Vision 2040, which I told you about. For Uganda's case, and that is ending in 2025, NDP 3. So there is a new one which is beginning next year in April called NDP 4. Now, some of the things I'm putting for you, they are the ones which are in the National Development Plan 4. That means that in whatever you are planning to do, in whatever you are planning to do in terms of development, in terms of strategizing, you should know where the government is going, or where the world is going. Now, the aspects of knowledge-based goods and services, the things of using your brain, are coming out strongly in that NDP 4. The aspects of value addition, Uganda is struggling with value addition, and the things being rejected at borders because of quality. So for you, what you should do, because you're a graduate, just enter into that space and improve the quality, and you'll be on top of the game. The aspects of science, aspects of ICT, and aspects of internet and cybersecurity, export promotion, import substitution, productivity acceleration, industrialization, marketing, branding, and use of media to make money. Now, if I had enough time, I would tell you how people make money in terms of influencing and branding on social media. But you can just Google about that, and you'll be able to know how people make money. This is my humble advice as of now. If you graduated last week from Gulu University, this is what I'm suggesting you should do right now. Number one, you go and secure and get all your academic documents. Get all of them from the university where you've just finished to A-level school, to O-level school, and if possible, to the PLE school. You get them and let them be in your custody. Get both the certificates and the result slips. Please, you certify them and go and scan them and have them on soft copies on your email. If you did that, you will have made me happy. The second thing you should do right now, that you should do immediately, you need to revisit and improve your CV. Now, on the CV, focus on the impact you have created along the journey, not the roles and responsibilities you were supposed to do. Now, there is a difference there. There is a difference on the impact you've created by being in Mulago Hospital and then you listing the roles you were supposed to do as a medical officer in Mulago Hospital. We can talk about that later on. And that's some of the service, that's one of the services that we give under African Center for Career Mentorship. So you focus on the impact you've created. Right now, I'm coaching for medical officers in improving their CVs. They are struggling to understand the impact they've created. They've been treating patients, they've been serving patients. So in their CV, they want to say they have been serving clients. But so at African Center, we help you to change that into the impact. Bullet number 3 is you begin from where you did your research. If you had attachment in Mbarara Hospital or in Mbarara or in the garage of Kabale, you go and begin from there. Why should you go and begin your life from there? Is because they know you. You were there for 2 months. They know how skilled you are. They know how disciplined you are. They know how competent you are. So for you, if during the internship or placement or school practice, you were on social media and you were not working, you may fear to go back. But if you did a good job in that organization, it's a great beginning place for you to go and work on. The fourth thing to do, please update your profiles in terms of organization, but even on online, update your profiles. Please engage in volunteering activities. I've emphasized that so much. Please go and volunteer. Don't be at home. The purpose with volunteering is because they get to know who you are, but also you get new skills. Those skills are very important in positioning yourself. And then keep in touch with classmates. I told you don't exit the WhatsApp group for your group. And then be careful with the decision that you make on a daily basis. Now, because you're going to be making decisions either to go for dancing, either to go for this activity or to the, but be careful in whatever you'll be engaging in. And then I said, be and please use and cultivate online opportunities. There are so many online opportunities, including short courses, including YouTube channels and everything. All that information is available. But how can you get there? Because it is not easy. It is not easy at all. You need a strategy on how to get there. So these are the 7 steps strategy for you to grow in your career. Number 1, you need to set your goal. You can say, for me, I want to volunteer for 2 years. I want to volunteer for 6 months. And within the 6 months, I must have got a job under Airtel Uganda. And so after setting the goal, you prioritize them. You set deadlines for when you want to achieve them. You recognize the threats and opportunities that you have in terms of pursuing those goals. Then you develop the skills that you need so that you can increase your chances and for you to become more competent. And then from there, use your networks. And then from there, you can be able to progress and become very successful. So I think that strategy is very important for you to grow in your career, either going for further studies or even for work. The strategy is very important, very, very important. Otherwise, You can have very nice plans, but if you don't have a strategy on how to implement them, you will struggle. So I want to thank you so much for listening, and we will have our conversation here.